Colombia are one of the most difficult teams England could have faced. They beat a seriously talented Senegal side, were close to a result against Japan despite playing nearly the entire match with 10 men, and put in one of the best team performances we've seen at the World Cup in their 3-0 destruction of Poland. That's not to say Gareth Southgate shouldn't be extremely optimistic. England are even considered favourites, but it's going to be tough. So, what dangers do they need to consider if they are to navigate such a troublesome opponent? How Colombia line up? Jose Pekerman plays a 4-2-3-1 with Falcao as striker, James Rodriguez a left and side forward, Juan Quintero the creative mastermind as a 10, and Juan Cuadrado a right winger. They tend to have more possession than their opposition, look to break quickly if they can win the ball in midfield, drop deeper if defending for longer periods of time, and are a real threat from set pieces. 3 of their 5 goals in the tournament have been scored this way: 2 corners, 1 direct free kick. Because Rodriguez tends to drift from his left wing starting position to either play alongside Falcao or slightly off him, the left back or the left-sided central defensive midfielder tends to take up wider positions when Colombia have the ball in the opposition half. Potential dangers for England. The big concern for Southgate will be how dangerous Colombia were against Poland, specifically because of their effectiveness against a 3-man defense. Poland switched from their usual 4-2-3-1 to a 3-4-3 for their 3-0 defeat, gifting huge amounts of space behind the wing-backs and between the midfield and centre-backs. England must ensure they don't do the same. Often when teams play in a 4-2-3-1 shape like Colombia, the wide forward/wingers move inside the pitch and have full-backs overlap to provide width, but Cuadrado likes to hug the touchline. By doing this, he was constantly able to exploit the space in behind left wing-back Mashi Dreyfus. Early in the game, Cuadrado pulled out wide to receive a pass from Rodriguez on the right wing. Dreyfus didn't look sure whether to close Cuadrado down or hold his position, in a panic shuttled over to close him down, and Cuadrado easily dribbled past to cause panic in the box. Poland survived with a goal kick and a minor scare. This problem will be one that Ashley Young has to deal with. It's similar to one Danny Rose had against Adnan Januzaj in England's defeat to Belgium. Rose was brought towards his centre-backs by Michy Batshuayi's run, leaving Januzaj free on the right. Realizing the problem, Rose shifts back out towards Januzaj, who can decide to go wide and cross or inside and shoot. A little trick, Rose commits, and Januzaj goes inside rather than out. Rose is sold. Belgium score. Admittedly, this example is England reserves vs Belgium B, and the defense should be better organized having played together more, but the shape and system are the same. Ashley Young must get his defensive positioning right in scenarios like this. It will require constant focus and communication in defense. Cuadrado will stand wide to provide mid, but is capable of dribbling past anyone. He can choose to move inside the pitch or run to the line, and this unpredictability will be an issue. Beware Juan Quintero. A lot of focus before the match will be on how to stop Rodriguez pulling the strings if he's fit to play, but Quintero is the master creator. Poland's back 3 played too far away from their midfield, and when possession was turned over in central areas, were left vulnerable. Jordan Henderson will be absolutely key in protecting the space between midfield and defense. Without him, the following sort of attacking move can be created. Here, Colombia win the ball in midfield and quickly move the ball out to the right wing, where Santiago Arias, the right back, is ready to carry it up the pitch. Usually this would be Cuadrado, but he's on the floor. Falcao runs towards goal. Rodriguez does the same. Quintero drops into the huge amount of space between the lines. Senegal's Cricoidic is drawn towards Falcao's run because the left-sided centre-back has stepped out to watch Arias run yellow dotted lines, and you can see the back 3 has lost its shape. Rodriguez moves into a striker's position. Quintero has the ball in the space Cricoidic should be defending, and central centre-back Jan Bednarek steps out, presumably to close Quintero down. Cricoidic is now the left-sided centre-back. It's a bad idea. Quintero plays an early through ball. Falco is played onside by Krikoladuk and finishes beautifully past the goalkeeper to make it 2-0. England's back three should be better organized, and Henderson shouldn't be dragged out of position like this either, but the key to preventing Quintero from having the chance to make these kinds of passes is maintaining the shape and defending the space, as opposed to following runners and allowing for errors like above. We know how England will line up and how they'll look in attacking phases of play. At some point, the ball will be lost in midfield in a scenario that looks like this. Cuadrado will try to get in behind Young. Falco and Rodriguez will end up between Henderson and the centre-backs, and Quintero will operate behind Dele Alli and Jesse Lingard. The space to worry about is in the red squares. Colombia will hit England on the counter-attack quickly, and any loss of possession around the halfway line could be fatal. Better get practicing the old passing, lads. Where England can create chances to score. Harry Kane is England's one great player, but Jordan Henderson could be their most important in this match. Not only will his defensive positioning be absolutely vital to protecting against Quintero, he will be the focal point of England's build-up play, and his passing in midfield could either unlock Colombia's defense or potentially hand possession back to them. Colombia have two really quick centre-backs in Yerry Mina and Davinson Sanchez, and this allows them to play a slightly higher line. If they do this against England, Henderson's Hollywood passes could be the game-changer. This is Poland bringing the ball out from the back. Plenty of time and space on the ball. No threat to Colombia's goal whatsoever. But it's a trap. Robert Lewandowski read. Harry Kane runs off the shoulder of the last man and breaks the offside trap. The striker runs through on goal, where he misses a 1v1 shooting opportunity. England's off-the-ball movement has been mostly excellent in their last few matches, with one of Kane, Lingard, Ali, or Sterling dropping to drag a defender out of position and the other running from deep in his place. This is England doing just that against Tunisia. Kane runs out to the right wing, Lingard attacks the center, and Kieran Trippier's pass is placed over the top of the defense. Lingard isn't able to score this time, but it's a great chance, and the kind England will be able to create against Colombia. Set pieces are king. Colombia's first goal of the World Cup was a sneaky free kick struck low into the bottom corner. Their winning goal against Senegal was a header inside the box from a corner, and their first against Poland was a clever training ground short corner routine. England beware. The latter is an example of unsure defending, something that England are often guilty of. Rodriguez takes the corner short to Cuadrado. Cuadrado has Quintero in space as the obvious pass. Poland are using a mix of zonal and man marking in their penalty area and haven't assigned enough players over to that left side to deal with this danger. Already Colombia have something of an overload on their right wing. Quintero shapes to shoot and Poland players shift over to stop that happening. Rodriguez keeps moving and Quintero disguises a pass back out to the right wing, and has time to pick his pass. The cross is planted onto Mina's head, who beats the goalkeeper with his shot. England have been superb from attacking set pieces themselves so far, but have looked nervous and shaky when defending them. It's unlikely Colombia would attempt the same routine again, but Southgate might worry his players fail to identify danger early and adapt quickly enough. Preventing the problems at their source, blocking the cross or final pass, can be the best way to stop a goal threat actually scoring. Falco can't score if he doesn't get service. Cuadrado can't provide crosses if he's shown inside the pitch and then picked off by a helping defender. After the 1-0 Belgium defeat, Marcus Rashford said England had played against a good team with a strong identity. A way of playing, something they hadn't really come across well in Southgate's 3-5-2 system. Colombia play in a different system to Belgium but have a clear identity and some seriously talented players. This is England's first genuine test. There are weaknesses and England can definitely exploit them. The worry will be how Young copes at left back and how quickly Henderson and Harry Maguire react to him being targeted. To score, England will need to make risky passes, but Colombia will be ready to make turnovers in possession work in their favor. Mistakes will likely decide this game. England just need to make fewer to secure passage to the quarter-finals.